I'm so upset. I just recorded 12 minutes and it all deleted. But anyways, Spirit has been telling me, somebody don't want this message to get to you guys. Spirit has been telling me that there is someone in your energy field that is trying to come back around. Okay, this is somebody that you have cut off, and both you and Spirit have been trying to decide whether or not this person is worthy of your energy, right? Because I feel like you are been in a season where you may have been feeling like you have been being punished almost. Like, why is nothing working out for me? Or I think that this is it and it's not, right? And what Spirit is telling me is actually you was in a period of learning to use your discernment even more. And I think some of the choices that you have been making or need to make or will be making here soon have got you to this point where Spirit's like, okay, I think that you're out of it, right? Like, and if not out of it, it's like we're getting you to this point where you're going to eventually stop abandoning yourself and things. So I have a bunch of questions here that I came up with, and we're going to do the reading based on these questions. It's probably about 8 questions, I think, maybe 10, nine questions. I don't know. Anyways, between there. Okay. And we're going to answer these questions with our cards and see what's going on right now. Because, like I said, I feel like there's just somebody that's emotionally attached to you that, maybe in your energy, but I think you've learned also that attachment, and this is, I just did a video on this, attachment and actually really wanting to be a part of my life may not be the same thing, right? And I think you're getting more discerning on that. So the questions that we're about to answer in this video today are: what behavior have you been trying to romanticize? Now, in the last video that came up, the two cards that came up was separation and scarcity, and I had did the whole part of that question. So basically Spirit was telling us that it was you not wanting to leave a situation for fear and not really wanting to chase your desires, your own energy, your own manifestations out of fear, and staying stuck in the same place. Now, like I said, we're going to do this whole reading all over again and we'll see if it still aligns. Okay. But what behavior have you been trying to romanticize? Where are you still abandoning yourself? What relationship pattern are you finally outgrowing? What truth have you already been shown? Why Spirit keeps slowing down certain connections? What energy no longer deserves access to you? What standard are you finally refusing to lower? What emotional cycle is ending? What is your higher self trying to protect you from? And what or why is your discernment, or why has your discernment become stronger lately? Okay. Why has your discernment become stronger lately? Those are the questions we are going to answer. Let's go ahead and answer this first one. What behavior have you been trying to romanticize? Okay. And I'm just going to pull straight tarot cards for this one. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Straight tarot cards. And I'm using my cat's tarot deck here. Okay, that card did want to come out. Um, so I feel like okay, the first thing they're saying to me, we got these three cards here. We got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, we got the Lover's card in reverse, and we got the Ten of Cups. And what Spirit is telling me right now, they're speaking very fast. They're saying that we are chasing things that aren't, I think, necessarily fruitful for us, or not going to be in alignment with the life and things that we are actually building for ourselves. Versus we're staying attached to people, places, and things that are possibly of our past, versus the things that are going to help us to rise into who it is that we are supposed to be, into our Kundalini energy that we are rising into. And that is keeping us from our true happiness. While we feel like, oh, we may be happy here, we're really just overly romanticizing that situation, trying to make it work versus putting in the hard work and moving forward. Because I feel like for some of us, it's not easy, right? It's not, and it's not been easy. We've been putting in a lot of work, and maybe some of you guys are settling here. Spirit is saying right now, because of that, because you are tired, and you're like, okay, you know what? Well, this connection is, you know, it is what it is. At least I know what I got, type of thing. Versus really, throwing all that in the bag. That's that scarcity mindset that they were talking about in the first one, and just being like, you know what? maybe I'm going to go ahead and just chase the things that I think may truly make me happy and see if I can find that someone that really matches my fly, right? And you hear my alarm going off in the background. That's my food getting ready. But that's what I'm feeling for us right now, right? It's like really going off and finding the one that's going to give us the peace, is what they're saying, versus just taking these connections because, oh, we've been here, we've been doing this, or we've put in this work for this long. I don't want to give it up, holding on to things. There was a message in the past reading that came on that even was talking about, separation and scarcity, right? And it was talking about, but it was ghosts of your past. And for some of you guys, this is literally ghosts of deceased loved ones that you refuse to let move on, also, is what they were also saying to me in the first reading. I wanted to throw that in there because I thought that was an important part. I did remember that. Um, let's see, is there anything else that they're saying that you guys have been romanticizing? And they're saying like the trip itself, right? That yes, everything is going to be work. It's going to take time to grow. So, but I think they're like, you should invest your time and your energy in something that is in alignment with you versus something that's not. It's like wanting to be a book writer but spending your whole time always working at Burger King. Why wouldn't you at least go get a job at like Barnes and Nobles or like your local bookstore, right? Start aligning yourself with other authors and things versus trying to stay over here in this thing. And it's really about getting your life coherence versus trying to make whatever you got going on already that's just showing you barely any potential, trying to make that fit. And they're wanting you to learn your lesson. It's time for you to learn your lesson, they're saying, right? I know a lot of you, but I feel like you're just being impatient. And so, because of that, you're literally making the wrong decisions with this Seven of Cups. You're choosing the things that aren't cohesive or coherent from you versus choosing the right thing, like I said, by learning your lesson. And because that key is what's really going to open things up for you. Okay, learning that lesson was what's going to move you along versus you sitting there trying to romanticize this. Let's go ahead and move on into our next question, you guys. Um, where are you still abandoning yourself? So where are you still abandoning yourself? And we are going to use our shadow deck for this one. Okay, I want to use our inner temple shadow deck for this one. I don't know if it's really made to be a shadow deck, but I feel like it's for inner reflection, and today is Monday, the moon's day. We're going to take this pile that just flew out at us, life force. So where we are banning ourselves, the things that actually make us happy. And this is, like I said, that same snake that was in the first card is coming up here, right? The things that are in alignment with us, the things that are going to bring us joy, chasing our manifestations, like I said, versus settling. That's where we have been abandoning ourselves. And that's the thing that gives us our vitality. You like, oh, I'm so tired. I have no motivation. I have not. It's because you're not chasing your dreams. Okay. You're living in this scarce mindset and it's not getting you where you need to go. And it's fucking you up. All right. Chamber of Soul contracts. This is why. By your birthday this year, do something special for yourself also. But this is why. You have a contract, and spirit's like, you're wasting time. You ain't got but so many birthdays. Now you are going to live into older age. You do have a lot of ancestors around you, but you came here, they chose you. And in my ancestor guide, and in the red room, my group will be going into this, I want to say June 18th. We're going to do uh, ancestors class, the beginning, working with the ancestors class. And this is part of what we will be talking about in that class. Working with your ancestors to the point of why they even chose you, how you got chosen to come here. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. But a lot of you guys are in these soul contracts. And it's like, and it says, just watch me. Okay, this is fear. And it's almost like, and this is crazy because in the first one, I think, let me see. Oh, here it goes. I did answer this pal too. This card came up and look how similar they look behind the plastic. And the message that I gave was like, it's almost like those people that was in COVID was over in plastic, or your grandma covering the couch. And it almost, it protects it. Yes. And but it also it suffocates you at the same time. So this thing that you have over you, this abandonment of yourself, what it's doing is it protecting you? Yeah. Is it keeping you safe? Yeah. But it's also keeping you from what it is that you really want to go out here and do. And it's got you abandoning the hell out of yourself right now. When really it's like, because you guys, some of you guys are just scared as shit to be on display and for the whole world to just be watching you. And so it's like you try to keep yourself shielded, and no longer can you do this, you guys, no longer, because you came here, and regardless, it's meant for you to rise. If you don't rise, you will wither. Okay. And I don't mean to say that in a scary way, but I know that you guys probably feel me on that. And so that's how we're going to answer that second pile, or that second question. The third question: what relationship pattern are you finally outgrowing? I'm going to take a sip of my um, I should have got me some more. But ginger, lemon, water. But anyways, what relationship pattern are you finally outgrowing? And we're gonna use our tarot. You are outgrowing scarcity. Okay. And so that card keeps coming up for you, but you're outgrowing scarcity. We got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Eight of Swords upright and the Death card in reverse. This is a smooth transition for you. Well, it's not smooth because you're not going through it fully, right? But this is what you're outgrowing. And so you might currently be in the midst of it. This may be something you want to work with during this full moon that's coming up, because I feel like you do need to end this situation. Go ahead and allow this transformation to fully go through. Don't keep holding on to these past ghosts, okay? Because you've outgrown the worry. You've outgrown the mental and having that big shadow in the background. And always feeling like you're alone in these things. You've outgrown this. You are moving into an area where you are going to be getting more community and things around you, and people that count their joys and their blessings more than their worries. So if you're still connected to people that are super and connected to their trauma and their pain, and when they call you, that's what they want to do, is trauma dump and talk about these things, it's going to lurk over top of you because you've already outgrown these things. But I feel like you won't let it die, right? Because it's like you allow these people to put their worries on you. No more. Okay, you are outgrowing this. You are outgrowing this energy. I'm going to see if I have any cards that come out of our changing life deck to reiterate this even more. Yeah, I feel like you guys have transformed, and you have learned to separate your heaven and your hell. You're no longer in that survival mode anymore. Okay. And by lurking and keeping up with these people, it's only keeping you from your fruit. Okay. It's keeping you from the fruit of your trees. Okay. And you're really allowing yourself to be in other people's shadows. So that's the relationship trait that you're outgrowing, allowing yourself, they're saying, even to be in someone else's shadow. Labyrinth of choices. Chart your course through perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn as part of your complex journey. So these things, it's not easy. This death, it may be bone chilling, it may hurt, you may even be feeling body aches and pain, Spirit is saying, because like I said earlier, you guys are going through this cellular level regeneration. So you may even be feeling this pains as like, remember, like, in, when you're growing, when you're younger, growing pains, you may be feeling those. It's a real thing, you guys. Trust yourself, though. Let your intuition be the compass that leads you through the murky waters when you don't know where you're going and you're like, oh my God, this is a literal death. Allow your soul to help you to transform. River of release. Some of you guys may want to actually go and do a release ritual, do a nice cleanse using some river water, something that is flowing to get things moving, road opening. Okay, drift along the river of release where waters carry away burdens, guiding towards renewal. Because, like I said, I feel like you guys are learning or have learned that you don't need to count your worries. And so after a while, you're going to have to separate from people if they are not on that same frequency, or it's going to keep you in that frequency and it's going to be daunting because you're going to know better. All right, let's go ahead and get into the next question. What truth have you already been shown? What truth have you already been shown, you guys? Um, we're going to use Oracle again, and then we'll get some tarot. What truth have you already been shown? Okay. All right. They've been handing these cards out fast. They're like, yeah, you guys lost time. Okay. But anyways, I feel like you are going through a portal and you're learning that you've already been shown like transformation, and that there, where one thing ends, something greater can sometimes come, right? I feel like you might have even been shown this just with small things. Like maybe you released like throwing away clothes and then you got a new wardrobe. So I think you've already been testing this theory with small things, and now Spirit's ready for you to walk through the big gate. And I think you will by the 888 portal, by the 8 portal in August, right? The Lionsgate portal. I think you will. I think you're going to go through another soul changing transformation of fire through that time. And I feel like that's almost what you're going through right now. But I feel like you've been shown this, right? It's about you trusting it, though. They're saying trusting it enough to walk through that portal, but you've been shown that this ending is literally a new life, whether you see it right now or not, whether you see the changes right now or not. That's exactly what's happening for you. And I feel like it's like just you stepping through. It's this new rebirth, and it's born in this darkness. And I think you know this already. The holiest of temple, you've also been shown already that, and I may be talking to a lot of high priestesses in this reading, a lot of women, but I'm feeling that you've been showing that you are special. Your yoni is special. Everything about you is damn near special. And I think that you are starting to embrace this fully. And you are learning that your body is your temple in all ways, and you are learning to really take care of it well. And because of that, you're glowing. And that's what you're learning. Okay, those are two things that you're learning. Let's see if Spirit wants to expand on this in any way. Now it's like, yeah, you're glowing. Now just step through that damn portal and change the hell out of your life. Okay. And this is what they're saying is you've already been shown that this is something that you've got to do alone. This is something you got to do by yourself. You can't do this with anyone else. It's going to take time. But the thing is, this is new to you right now. And I know it scares you, but you've already got the plan. You've got the blueprint. All you've got to do is follow it. Follow those plans, those thoughts, those dreams, because you've already been shown the vision. But you've also been shown that there's certain people and things and places that you're going to have to cut off, certain things that you're going to have to be very diplomatic about, certain things, like I said, that you're going to have to go through this alone and build yourself up before you can take anyone with you. And you don't have any time to waste. Spirit is saying you've also been shown this as well. And it's because your vision is so grand, it is so large, and that's okay, but you're meant to be seen, and you've shown that too. I feel like many of you guys are thinking about getting into public speaking and things like that. And like I said, just shining your light. And you've been shown this vision, and I feel like you are ready to be that tallest poppy, right? You're ready to take on these new beginnings. Okay. It's something that, yes, it's new, but you've been preparing for it. Your roots and things are planted, and you are ready. All right. And I think you've been shown that. It's about trusting it and then walking through it, allowing that ending to happen so this new beginning can come on through, baby. Come on through. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into our next question. Why spirit keeps slowing certain down connections down? They're saying because it just ain't right, damn it. Okay, why would we? It's not time, it's not right. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's take another sip of our almost gone ginger water. Okay, why are they slowing down these connections? It doesn't align with your manifestation, is what they're saying right now. Let me go ahead and pull some cards though, and we're going to use our manifestation deck. I need to crack my back. Okay. Let me. Okay. Why are they slowing down certain connections? Because that one, they don't allow you to be exactly who you need to be. Two, because you're trying to control it, right? Like even with the holding on to the past ghost, you're trying to keep control of things versus trusting the universe. And three, it's not going to allow you to step into your power fully. And four, like it's just not time yet, because if you do this, you won't step into your power fully. Okay, those are some of the things I said. First quarter moon in Aries. This is someone that's really stepping into their power, that's starting something, right? And it's like, you won't do this if you get connected to this person or if you have this mate. You'll forget about this, and spirit needs you to do this because this is the contract that you signed. This is what you came here for. Okay, the first quarter moon in Aquarius, trust the universe. It's like you are protected. Okay, all of these dreams, all of these things can come through, but it's time for you to step out in your uniqueness, and you have to trust the universe. And I guess if you get this connection, if you get these things, you're not going to, you're going to think either like, oh, you did it, or you're going to give up, right? And they're like, just trust us that we're going to give you all of it. Okay. Seven of Swords. A lot of these people, too, it's not what they seem always. Okay. And a lot of your moves, like I said, you have to, this is a mission that you're going on your own. So a lot of your moves as well have to be made in silence, they have to be made alone. And trust the universe. They just keep saying, like, trust where we're trying to get you to, which is this damn 10 of Pentacles, baby. They're like, we're trying to get you to this legacy. And if we allowed you to have certain connections, you won't. You're going to have the kids, the grandkids, the legacy, the family, all the things to leave. You're going to have the peace. Okay, but you, with certain connections, you wouldn't have this, and you would give up on your vision, and they cannot allow that. And so that's why certain things they remove. And like I said, and then there's certain people with ill intentions around you, certain people that really was just trying to wait until you caught it, and then they was going to come try to take your damn bird. Okay, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. We're not letting you put in work. These people are lurkers, and we're going to let you stand back, and eventually you'll see the type of people that these people really were. But you are so protected. Okay, you are so protected. It's like, just trust us. Trust us that when these things don't work out, it is for your best interest. These people mean you no good, or they're going to try to block you from getting to your legacy. They're going to try to be a distraction, trying to get in the way, because their mentality is not where yours is. Okay, you may think that they are, you may think that they're so smart, but baby, you are light years ahead. And it's like, once you really step into your power and see who you are, you're going to see that certain people, not to say that they were beneath you, but yeah. All right. So trust the universe in these things. When these connections didn't work out, it's because, baby, they was not meant to work out. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead to our next question, you guys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions left. This one is, what energy no longer deserves access to you? What raggedy motherfuckers you need to get up out of your life right now? What energy no longer deserves access to you? Oh my God, they said broke bitch energy, broke nigga energy. Anything this poverty mindset that's beneath your wealth, your value, and your value is whatever you say your value is. It ain't what they say your value is. Your value is whatever you say it is. They said whatever is beneath you, whatever is not on your level as far as value, that's the energy. What was the question? Yeah, that doesn't deserve access to you, baby. This is rich energy, okay? Rich as fuck in all levels. And this doesn't have to just be money. But if you have that rich mindset and you hanging around people with a poor mindset, baby, anything less than a 10 of pentacles don't deserve to be around you right now, okay? Because they gonna make you lose out on yours. They gonna be a distraction. They gonna get in the way, and that energy is gonna travel them thoughts, them negative thoughts and shit. They gonna be bleeding all over your damn your fields and stuff, and the stuff that you have going on, your bright joys, right? You'll be happy and they'll be bleeding all over your shit. And so it's like, nah, they don't deserve access because they could be on the same level as you. Spirit says you got other shit to do right now. All right, you got places, you got things that you got to take action on. So anything that's lacking or whatever, right, baby, you're about to travel, you're going to be moving around. Anything that's moving in regression, moving towards the past, moving towards just staying there stuck in that, like I was saying in the beginning for you, that staying stuck in those chasing after these old ghosts and things, that energy does not deserve you anymore. It's time for you to move on, okay? It's time for you to move on. You've already, like I said, if you stay there, you're going to be in like this daunting situation because you know better. All right. And it's going to really haunt you. So don't. It says almost there, persist with faith, for you are on the brink of a breakthrough. Your efforts are about to bear fruit. That's what I'm saying. Everything you've been working on is about to be here. So these people that have been staying stuck and just wasting time and being distracted and not moving along or not helping you, they don't deserve a piece. And it's time for you to separate from that broke bitch energy. Okay. I don't care who it is. And if you don't separate, they're going to be removed anyway. Spirits like that. And what's going to happen is it's going to be painful, right? It might be some sort of falling out or something like that. And Spirit saying it ain't got to be all that. You could just remove yourself, okay, from the situation before it even goes there. Be here now. Practice mindfulness to be present in the moment and gain insight, right? Because you can't be thinking about people like, oh, well, one day they may. No, baby, what's happening right now? Because this is what's happening for you right now. This legacy, this, you feel me? You're moving into this energy. So all that other shit got to go. This says take great care, nurture yourself, prioritize well-being, and treat it gently on your journey ahead. Baby, you about to move into that soft life. You don't have time to be focused on these things that these other people are doing while they're focused over here on their pains. Baby, you have been blessed to be able to be focused on your pleasures because you have been putting in the work. Don't let people steal that energy from you by keeping you trapped in that past energy, okay? They don't deserve access to you any longer. You've put in your dues. It's okay. And no, it's not always easy to do these things. What standard are you finally refusing to lower? Let's go ahead and Inner Temple. We're going to use this one. What standard are you finally refusing to lower? And this is what your soul is trying to break through. They're saying right now, this is the fight that you feel inside right now. You are finally taking Like I said, your holy temple, your body, your beauty, all of those things. You are, I feel like Spirit is saying, like, you are feeding your temple beautifully. You are taking care of your skin, your home, all those things. You are finally at the point where you're like, I'm not lowering my standards here. I'm going to eat good. I don't care if the world's in crisis and this and this. I'm going to eat good. I'm going to take care of my body good. You're finally not refusing to sacrifice yourself, your looks, for a few coins, for this world, for other people, right? Like, okay, let me give you an example. I used to have this ex, and he was broke, right? And so I lowered my standards. I started dressing differently and things just to accommodate him. And I feel like you're not doing that anymore. You're not downing playing yourself to accommodate anyone else anymore, because you refuse to be trapped. Baby, you could put yourself in that bubble, but you ain't putting me there. I'm free. I'm free, and I'm going to go across this whole world. And I'm going to see it. And if you want to stay over there where you're at, that's fine. But I'm not doing that with you. Right? And I feel like you refuse to give up your freedom anymore. You're refusing to settle anymore. Yeah, baby, you want to go play. You want to have fun. You're tired of settling. You're like, I want it all. I want the marriage. I want the fun. I want the life. I want it all. And Spirit's saying that you can have that. And you're refusing to settle for anything less than. Because you're like, if not, I can just go out here. I refuse to get tangled up in anybody else's webs and weaves anymore before I focus on the lifestyle and the foundation and the system that I want built. I refuse to give up on my vision, on my dreams, on making this real, on bringing this in. On growing this thing, on sacrificing, I feel like whatever it is, your new beginning. You're refusing to be lied to be manipulated. Listen, go on with your badass. I appreciate it, okay? So I see where you're at. You're going through these things, and I hope this is confirmation to some of you guys. If it is, and this is truth, go ahead and you already know what to do. Subscribe, like the video. Let's get into this next question. We got 3 left. What emotional cycle is ending? Okay, what emotional cycle is ending, you guys? And we're going to go ahead and wow, now. They're saying trusting yourself, moving down the right path. I feel like in the past you may have made some arrangements and it's like, or situations, and maybe you couldn't trust yourself fully. They're saying taking small steps, the small wins, the small triumphs, the everyday victories, celebrate them. They will take you there. So having gratitude, um, what emotional cycle is ending, yeah, not have, okay, I'll say not having gratitude, or maybe taking on too much, right, where you weigh yourself down or overwhelm yourself. I feel like you're really starting to realize exactly what it takes to manifest and what it takes to build these goals and things, and I believe that you are actually getting yourself there. So that is one of the things, that one of the emotional cycles that's ending, where you may have started to, like before in the past, maybe feel sad for yourself, or like, oh, I'm not getting there. I feel like you're starting to realize the progress that you're actually making. So that there is a beautiful thing. It says right track. You are going in the right direction. So just keep moving forward. So I think that's something else where you maybe always double thought or crossed yourself up with your thoughts, thinking, oh, maybe I'm not doing enough, or maybe I'm not moving along fast enough and things. I feel like you're finally starting to see that you are on the right track. So you're ending those cycles of self doubt, really, right? As you move forward, sculpture of yourself, shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing your identity. So this may be something else, hiding yourself, they're saying, right? Maybe you hid yourself because you felt like you could only put out what other people deemed respectful or true for you. And I think that you are allowing yourself the freedom to reimagine who it is that you are and step forward. So, and I think doing this with from a place that it may be fearful, but I feel like you're moving past that also, if that makes sense. So I think that you are literally learning to um and this card here, it says commit to a journey. So it's really, or commit to the journey, committing to that soul contract. It's like, I think you maybe be some of you guys may be some people that always known your purpose, or maybe you manifested certain specific things. And it's like, then you want to pretend like, well, why isn't this working out? Or why didn't this happen? And it's like, babe, that's not what you manifested. So I think that some of you guys are also at a point now where you're finally like, all right, let me just commit to this because I said I would do it. And let me see where this takes me. With determination, go all in for the long term. Your steadfast focus will bring lasting rewards. And I think this instinctually, but sometimes us as humans, we want what we want. We get lonely and things like that. So I think that may be something that has possibly happened here with some of you. Okay. The Eight of Pentacles. So yes, I feel like you are in a place where you are ending a cycle of stopping and starting, and you're like, I'm being consistent. I'm taking the small steps consistently daily. I'm sticking to the things that I said I was going to do. This is all of the things that is literally helping you right now. Okay, these are all of the things that are helping you to those are the cycles that you are breaking yourself right now, you guys. All right. um or I should, the emotional cycle that's ending, right? Starting and stopping. I think you're moving into this space of prosperity. All right. The next question is, what is your higher self trying to protect you from? What has your higher self been trying to protect you from? Because a lot of times we can't see that, and it affects how we move, but we don't realize that it's protection. What has your higher self been trying to protect you from? So the same thing that I forget which one that was. I think this was the where you still abandoning yourself, this life force, right? So what they've been trying to protect you from is giving up your life force, of withering away, okay, of you giving up your power. This chamber of soul contracts came out again. They're trying to protect you from having to come back and repeat this whole life all over again. They're like, we can get it done. We can do it all. Okay, like we're trying to protect you from breaking this contract to not only your ancestors and things, but to yourself, because you're going to feel so much better when you accomplish these things, when you stand in your power and your kundalini energy and allow that energy and that life force to rise through you. You're going to feel so much more powerful. And that's what they're trying to protect you from: disappointing yourself, not being happy with the choices and the things that you have made for yourself. Okay, that's what they're saying right now. Let's get some tarot cards. Oh my, okay. Excuse me. All right. So they said they're also trying to protect you from just wasting your time. This Two of Pentacles, from you indecision, from you choosing the wrong path. They're like, you have a couple of very, like, two different ways you can go. And it's like, we don't want you to go this way because it's going to waste time. You're going to give yourself to things that don't deserve you, okay, that don't value you. And that's what they've been trying to protect you from. It's like, we don't want you to go through all of the extra stuff, all of the, being caught out in the rain, like, and going through things that you don't have to do, being abused and abandoned. We don't want you to feel those things. And certain people, they just don't know how, right? So it's like I said, they just want to access you out of connection versus like actual, like, or just to assess your energy versus like really trying to build a connection from you. And your ancestors and things have been trying to protect you from that because they know that you are a giver and that you actually care. And that when you go into things, you actually give your feelings and things like that. So it's like, that's one of the biggest things that they have been trying to protect you from. Versus some of the times, though, you just waste your time with it regardless because you don't always listen, with most of these cards coming out in reverse. Okay. But that's what it is that they've been trying to protect you from, the hurt that you've been putting yourself through, basically. Okay. Over and over again, they're saying. The last question: why your discernment has become so much stronger lately? Well, one, it's because what you're trying to manifest, they're saying. They said because they need you to see things for what they really are. They need you, this is take a reality check. Full moon in Capricorn. Okay, they need you to see things for what they really are, not the illusion, not what people are trying to show you. First quarter moon in Virgo. What are their actions? What are they showing you? What are they actually doing? They want you to be able to sit back and assess the situation and look at people and decide and move from that versus immersing yourself in the experience and giving your time and your energy and wasting it. Okay, so that's why they're like, we need your discernment to be so much stronger because where we're trying to get you. And when you sit back and look at the whole situation, they're saying you'll see it. Okay, you yourself will see this. We're trying to get you to your abundance, and it's going to take discernment to maneuver there. It's going to take you looking at for people and situations for what they really are, not what you want them to be, but what they really are. And the moment you can do that, that's what's going to help you. And so that's why they need your discernment to be stronger. Because what you're doing, what you're building, like, you're going to change lives. They also want you to be protected because there's been plenty times in your life where you have not been protected. Okay, where you have not been protected. And it's like, we need you to be protected. We're all looking out for you, but we need you to stop some shit up front, okay? And to stop these different motions from happening so you don't keep going through the same cycles, repeating the same things, so you can get your soul contract done. Okay, so it's like with this stronger discernment, you can probably make better decisions. Okay, that's why they're like, we need you to do this, right? Because they're saying mainly, they don't even want to give any more cards. They're saying mainly, though, it's because we need you to protect your energy. We need you to know and not be confused when it comes to which path to choose for yourself or what to walk away from or what to walk towards. We need you to figure those things out. We need you to see it. And we need you to be protected to get through there because whatever it is that you're building, you're going to maneuver through a lot of snakes, a lot of other sorcerers, a lot of things. And they're like, as you're making these changes to the world and these things slither around you, we need you to be able to see in real time. We don't need you to have any sort of illusion or anything wrapped around you. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. That was a little bit different way for me to do my reading today. I'm going to take one last card to see if Spirit has one last message for us today. Yeah, they're saying again, get out of this scarcity mindset because you are walking into a portal of plenty, you guys. So anything that is holding you back, people, places, or things, it's time for you to leave these alone. It's time for you to calm that that root, that survival energy that you've been in, and walk into this thriving energy. Okay, so anything that's connected with that past of poverty, of pain, it's time for you to remove that because you are walking into plenty right now. Love, light, and lingerie, and I will talk to you guys very soon.